Hi. So this is how I warm up after a run. Lots of clothes and a nice coffee. So I just want to get you thinking. Today is a full moon, a beautiful moon, an Aries full moon. It's going to be quite a powerful full moon if what they say is correct. Aries is the god of war, so you can just imagine what that's going to bring along. We have two full moons this month. We have one at the end of the month. So I'm going to set you a challenge. This is something that I'm doing myself. If you think about the fact that the 1st of October is bringing in our first full moon and the end of October is bringing in the second full moon, effectively we have two goalposts this month for setting change and goals in our lives and holding ourselves accountable to them. And I guess how we approach our goals and making change is all down to how we hold ourselves accountable to that. And timelines are a great way of doing that. So we have 4 weeks. So I'm here at the moment writing my journal, and I'm going to set my own goals for those 4 weeks and hold myself accountable to those. Now, I don't sit and stare at my goals every day. I feel that once they're written, they're there, they're set. It's the actions that are actually important after that. But I see these 4 weeks as a really good opportunity to create pattern change in my life. What are my goals? I'll share one with you. So that main one is that I have a personality trait that leads me to doing a lot of study. I guess it comes from the background of never believing that I'm good enough. And added to that, it's always wanting to make sure that I know enough for my clients. So I want to know every possible scenario and way to do my work, or how I interpret my tests, or how I understand what's wrong with people. And then there's that sort of perfectionist, I'm not good enough streak. So sounds wonderful, really. It means I really care about doing a great job. However, it absolutely paralyzes me because I end up overwhelmed in the amount of reading and research that I am doing. So it all starts to pile up. I absolutely exhaust myself in trying to get it all done. And the result of that is that there's less action, because really helping is about implementation. It's not about constant learning. It's not about, trying to know more than anybody else. It's not about trying to read a gazillion clinical papers or listen to podcasts or yes, it's all very helpful, and it means that I know a lot and I'm very good at helping you. But ultimately, it's the practical stuff that makes a difference. It's the implementation. It's the having energy to be there for my clients. It's having energy and time to have a life. And I, during the pandemic, really set myself goals of learning and being better at everything that I do regarding work. But there comes a point when it just is too exhausting, and it affects the quality of energy and time that I have for the people that I'm working with. So my goal this month is to just step back a little bit and trust more and listen better and be there more for the people that I am working with, and being there more for myself. Because it's in the nothing space, it's in the creativity, it's in being out in nature. That's when everything comes together, with making knowledge come to a point of wisdom, if that makes sense. And for all that science wants to tell me about my patients can tell me more about themselves and their journeys. So becoming a better listener is really how we help more. So that's just one example that I'm writing down. It's, Andrea, get your head out of the books a bit and create a bit more balance in your life. Make more time for relationships that matter, and your connection to nature and spirit world. So That's just an example. So, yeah, it sounds like kind of a back to front goal, less study, but it's not really. So, where, and this is a pattern that really holds me back in life. The amount of times I've written down in my diary, I want to be more present and worrying less about study. So, I want you to think about a pattern that is in your life that you feel could help life be better if you addressed changing it. Is it your perfectionist streak? Is it your lack of boundaries? Is it the balance of you giving too much to everybody else and not giving enough to yourself? Is it that you need a bit more time in nature? Is it that you are feeling tired and it's time to put in a bit of a plan regarding nourishment, nurture, building yourself back up? We're at a season change at the moment. We've had a big dip in temperatures. It's gone from 20s down to near the zeros. And, I got a head cold this week. It was nice to hear from a friend of mine who works in health that, well, it's the high temperature and a very, very painful throat that you need to worry about, because I think all of us will start to panic when we start to get symptoms. And when I really step back and think about it, it's good to catch a couple of colds and have those normal exposures in our lives. We want our immune systems to be still challenged by those normal things. As you can hear, I'm good. I've just been out for a run. That's 2 days after I developed symptoms. So, how did I pop back so quick? Well, I just gave myself loads of herbs and herbal teas, and I stopped. I slowed down. I listened. It's always best to catch these things early. But yeah, I'm grateful. My immune system has just had a bit of a challenge, and that makes my immune system stronger for the future. So I think in all of our working at home and staying away from people, we can become a little bit paranoid about getting sick. And of course, none of us want to catch the coronavirus, because it actually has an impact on our lives. It means, 14 days where you can't be around people or work or go to the shops or do those normal things. So it's